Hi, happy to be with you again today. This is Craig Howard. I want to share a thought with you. I'm going to be going in just a little bit. I'm going to be going up to our local high school, and I'm going to be speaking to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Club. And I'm very honored that they asked me to come up. I actually started that program many years ago, and so I'm really excited that it has continued. But what I'm more excited about is not just that I'm going to go get to speak for a few minutes at the club, but that the club exists, not just in Petersburg, but all over the country. In schools all over the country, there are Fellowship of Christian Athletes clubs. And in all sorts of other settings and all sorts of other ministries. There are ministries for children and youth. It's a big part of what we try to focus on at our church. I came to Break whenever I was 22 years old. That's been a long time ago. And because at that time I actually felt closer and looked more like the teenagers than I did the older people, my focus was on teenagers, and I've kind of kept it there. I still feel more comfortable with a group of teenagers than I do sometimes with people that are older, and that's kind of crazy since I am one of the older ones now. But I guess I feel so close to teens because Jesus put such a priority on kids and teens and said how important they were. And I think sometimes in our society, especially the busier we get and the more we get caught up in stuff that the world says is important, I think sometimes we just kind of delegate the raising of our kids or delegate especially the spiritual development of our kids off to somebody else. We want a Christian club to do it. We want a church to do it. We want somebody else to do it. And we're losing kids. We're losing kids to the cause of Christ all over the place. Less than 20%, in fact, less than 18% of the kids in the United States, of the teens in the United States, attend church regularly. It's a tragedy that's happening, and it's happening because we've misplaced our priorities. Jesus felt very close to children. In fact, if you look over in the book of Matthew, chapter 18, the disciples were trying to keep some children away from Jesus that wanted to come and talk to him. And Jesus said, no, you can't do that. And then he even took it a step farther. He said, whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were drowned in the depths of the sea. Does Jesus love kids? It sounds like it, doesn't it? Sounds a lot like it. I think sometimes we need to take heed in our own lives. Are we helping our teens and our children to develop, to know Christ, to have a deep relationship with Christ? Are we introducing them to Christ? Are we making their relationship with Christ something that it should be, fun and interesting and exciting? Because to me, Christianity is fun and interesting and exciting. Are we making it that, or are we motivating them by causing them to be angry and frustrated and felt left out and unimportant? Are we motivating them to sin? Jesus said if we're caught up in that, well, you heard what he said. The kids in your life, and if you're watching this and you're a teenager or you're a kid, I know there's some kids that watch this. I know there's some teenagers that watch this. If you're watching this, I want to encourage you. Christianity has been an amazing part of my life, the whole of my life, through my teen years and just through my relationship and working with kids. I'm 60 years old now. I will be at Camp Galilee this year again. I will be doing my best to encourage kids to enter into this exciting relationship with Jesus Christ. And if you're a teen, I want you to know this is something that you should hold on to with all of your heart and build that relationship with Christ the best that you can. And if you're an adult, I want you to know that Jesus encourages you to do everything that you can to encourage the kids that you have influence in their lives, to encourage those kids to walk in a relationship with Christ that is everything that it could be, everything that it should be. Think about that today as you interact with the kids that you're going to come in contact with. Be an example to them, be an encouragement to them, love them, and let them know that that love comes from a relationship with Jesus Christ. Have a great day today.